What's up, everyone? My name is Talon, and today I'm here to talk about Fullmetal Alchemist. Brotherhood, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This is a series that I grew up on throughout my middle school years. The original series, the Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, that was a series that I would say I grew up on throughout my elementary years, and both series I would say I've probably seen the original series about 10 times, and Brotherhood, I've can't even count at this point. I always tell people I've seen that series over 100 times. I know I haven't seen it that many times, but I would say I'll probably rewatch this series probably over 20 times. Like, I would say I rewatch this series maybe every couple years, sometimes 2 times in a year, but I would say like for every 2 years that goes by, I'm probably watching that series at least one time. Sometimes I'll double it up and watch it, for both years. But does it still hold up in 2024, which is the biggest question? And to put everything short, I would say yes, it does still hold up. I would say Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is definitely one of the best stories in all of media, whether it's live action, anime, regular animation, whatever it may be. Fullmetal Alchemist is definitely one of the best stories there is. Even because I'll switch over a little bit, but when I first seen, watch out, Draco. Sorry, I got a dog down here. But when I first seen Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, it blew me away. And immediately I was invested into the story of learning more about Ed and Al and following them as they try to get their new bodies. I would say that both of these series, Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, they're not really comparable because of just how different they are. I would say for the first 25 episodes of 2003, they're about the same, and then 2003 starts drifting off from like episode 26 all the way up until episode 51. Now, that was mainly because at the time the manga was not finished, and they decided to just take their own route and make the story their own, which definitely wasn't a bad thing because that was something that I really loved. I was slowly reading the manga as a kid, but seeing how they decided to take things in the show, I ended up liking the changes that they made. So for a while, I would say for at least 2 years, it took me, probably about 2 years to really want to watch Brotherhood and give Brotherhood a chance, just because of how much I loved the original one that came out. And then I never even finished the manga. I think I got like halfway through the like story plot. So I really didn't start seeing the like big changes with how Greed was with Dante, and like how they didn't even introduce like a lot of the like people from Zing or whatever. But so I never like really got to that point. So when it came down to Brotherhood, I'm like, there's no way that they can just reboot this series and it'll be good. But Brotherhood, I would honestly say that it's better than the 2003 series. But like I said, I try not to compare these series because it's like you got 2003 that takes place in one universe and you got Brotherhood that takes place in a completely separate universe. So it's hard to compare both of these series. With episode 1, it pretty much starts off with a bang, having one alchemist who figures out everything, and he tries to, destroy the big plans of like who Father or what Father was doing, and nobody would listen to him. Like, he tried to tell Edward and, all the other alchemists, but nobody would listen to him. And then so that's when we see the whole journey of Edward going through and really finding out the plans for Amestris, and like how they were trying to make the whole country kill everyone and make a philosopher's stone out of the whole country. but Edward ends up learning along the way, and like I said, the story is just great. I'm trying not to say too much just in case you haven't seen Fullmetal Alchemist, or you've seen the first one, the original series, and you want to get into Brotherhood. But they're very similar, but like I said, they're just two different animes. That's hard to say, or I mean hard to compare, but it still holds up in 2024. And like I said, like I keep on saying, it's one of the best stories there is. I would say Attack on Titan is up there with being one of the best stories, but so far, excluding Dragon Ball Z and stuff, like I think I still put Fullmetal Alchemist above like Dragon Ball Z, simply because of how tight knit the story is, and it just like you can't go wrong because it has like no filler whatsoever. You can sit back, watch it from episode 1 all the way up until episode 64 and be tuned in for each episode, and be ready for the next one. And especially since it's already released, you can just fly through the episodes. I think I watched it within this past weekend. It really didn't take me that long to you get 64 20-minute episodes. It's really not that hard to fly through. But like I said, I loved it, and I really feel like it still holds up. I'm okay if I die today and I never see a spin-off series from Fullmetal Alchemist. But at the same time, the way Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood ended, I would still like to see something more, because at the end, you see full spoilers ahead, for this next part. But at the end, you see Al with his body back, and he goes towards the west to, learn about Alka history. And then you see Ed go on another journey by himself with no alchemy whatsoever, ever going towards the east to see what the east has to offer. And then at the end of it, they're obviously going to come together and bring their knowledge together. So Al, he's leaving off with 2 chimeras, and Ed, he's going solo. He's on a journey by himself. And I would love to see a spin-off series where it shows, both of them, whether they show one full season of Ed and then one full season of Al, or if they show like half the season with Al and then do like episode 14 through like 26 with just Ed. I would love that. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but never say never, because you just never know at this point. We've seen animes come back after years. There was a point in time where I thought we would never get anything more from Dragon Ball Z. I thought Dragon Ball Z was done, and then out of nowhere, Goku gets these godlike powers, and then we get Dragon Ball Super. So, like I said, never say never, but if you ever thought about watching the original series of Fullmetal Alchemist, I would say watch it. I give that series probably about an 8 out of 10. And Fullmetal Alchemist, I would say I would definitely recommend that series. I recommend Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood above Fullmetal Alchemist, because if you watch Brotherhood first and then you watch or just the regular 2003 series, then it's like you can see a downwards in quality, but the 2003 series still has some great episodes. And Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I would probably rank that at like a 9.4 out of 10. Definitely really high up there. It's one of my favorite animes I like going back to. Just like Attack on Titan, I like going back and watching that one. I just did a rewatch on that probably about a month ago. But this time I decided to watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's still one of my favorite series. It's definitely a comfort series of mine. It still brings out the emotion in you. Like, I always know what's going to happen in every single episode, but there's still some scenes like when Ed gets his arm back and Al, sacrifice himself, and then the part where they do the human transmutation to try to bring back their mother. Like, it doesn't make me cry, but I'm definitely fighting back tears on watching this series. So, like I said, it's still so enjoyable. I still love it to this day. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I'm pretty sure it came out in like 2009, and it's 2024. It still holds up. And then Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, it's over 20 years old, and it still holds up to this day. So if you ever thought about watching them both, you can catch Brotherhood on Crunchyroll, and the other one, Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, you're going to have to be a pirate or buy the complete series on eBay. I believe they have them priced at about $30 on eBay. Make sure the seller has high ranks or whatever, but before you buy, or else you're going to have to be a pirate to, watch those series. 100% recommend both of them. And like I said again, they still hold up in 2024. But let me know what you guys think about what I had to say in the comments. Have you seen Fullmetal Alchemist? What'd you think about both series? Did you like 2003 better, or did you like Brotherhood better? Me personally, I like Brotherhood, but let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, guys.